These are 28 levels of Attack on Titan questions you can't answer. Some of these are only going to be answered by 0.005% of you. So let's start off with an easy one. What does the D in ODM gear stand for? ODM stands for Omnidirectional Mobility, but it originally had a completely different name in the manga, VMG, which stands for Vertical Maneuvering Gear. Unfortunately, the anime had to change it to ODM due to copyright infringement. Which important AOT character doesn't speak during the entire show? The correct answer is Ymir Fritz. She doesn't speak a single word at all, and the most likely reason for this is that her tongue was cut out way back when she was a slave. You see, there's a scene in Ymir's backstory that shows her fellow slaves being cut like this, so fans say she also had this happen to her too. This is Gabby, and this is Reiner. Is Gabby Reiner's cousin or niece? Well, Gabby is actually Reiner's cousin. Reiner just looks so much older because his Titan powers are causing him to age much more quickly. But do you know why the female Titan has large slits on her cheeks? Well, it turns out when Isayama first designed the female Titan, he planned to have her eat Eren all along. He wanted a super scary scene of her mouth opening super wide, so he added those slits to her face. When did the first Attack on Titan movie come out? 2013 or 2015? If you said 2013, you're wrong. The first season of AOT anime came out in 2013, while the very first live action came out in 2015. These are just the first 5 questions, and I'm betting at least 20% of you have been eliminated. So let's see how many of you make it to the end. But first, I'm going to give you 3 easy questions. What is the Japanese name for Attack on Titan? How long does someone live after gaining Titan powers? And who was the commander of the Scout Regiment before Erwin Smith? The Japanese name for AOT is Shingeki no Kyojin. When literally translated, this comes out as the Giant of the Vanguard. Yeah, it's crazy how wrong we got the translation. And I'm sure 80% of you know, Eldians with Titan powers live for 13 years before dying because of the curse of Ymir. The old commander of the Scout Regiment was actually somebody we all know and love, Keith Shades. He fired himself after a failed expedition where hundreds of scouts lost their lives. On average, how much did one episode of AOT's Season 4 cost to make? 100,000, 300,000, or 500,000? Well, each episode cost between 300,000 and 350,000 to make. That means that a simple 12-episode season cost $3.6 million. But that means you're probably wondering how much money Attack on Titan makes in a year. How much money did the entire AOT franchise profit in 2021? I'll give you a hint, it's way lower than you might think. AOT made 4.2 billion yen, or $37 million in profit. Demon Slayer, on the other hand, profited over $232 million in the same year. AOT's manga apparently made most of the profit, while the anime lost a bunch of money due to how expensive the animation costs. Whose Colossal Titan is more powerful, Armin's or Bertholdt's? The simple answer here is Bertholdt. He had more control over his powers. Armin, however, didn't have the same control, as shown in Season 4 when he created too large of an explosion. He was only supposed to destroy the ships in the harbor, but instead caused immense damage to the city too. Before Levi became a scout, he had 2 best friends, Ferlin Church and who? The correct answer is Isobel Magnolia. She was one of Levi's most trusted teammates, and it broke his heart when she and Ferlin died to a Titan. 6 of Marleyan cities were named in the anime, but only one of them contained an interment zone for Eldians. Which one was it? If you said Liberio, you're correct. As I mentioned in a previous video, the treatment of Marleyan Eldians paralleled the anti-Jew policies in World War II. In fact, many of the Eldians in Marley actually had Germanic names to make this Easter egg more obvious. Zeke shares a birthday with only one other person from the anime. Is it Reiner, Annie, or Connie? The correct answer is Reiner. They were both born on August 1st. The day is also National Girlfriend Day, which is funny because neither Zeke nor Reiner have girlfriends. But speaking of Zeke, do you know who he was modeled to look like? The answer is Tomohiro Machiyama, the screenwriter for the live-action AOT movie. While many fans think he ruined the live-action movie through his many changes, Isayama actually supported his decisions. Grisha looks rather old, while his second wife Carla looks extremely young. Do you know what their age difference is? I actually don't know either because Carla's age was never revealed in the anime. However, did you know that Carla was the first person shown being eaten in the entire anime? This next question is going to be really hard for half of you and really easy for the other half. How much does one Attack on Titan manga book cost? While the cost definitely varies book by book, the current price for the first manga volume of AOT is $6.72. Which Attack on Titan character did we never see transform in the entire show? It's not the Cart Titan, and it sure as hell isn't the Attack Titan. It's actually the Beast Titan. But before you start yelling at me in the comments, let me explain. We've all seen Zeke transform into the Beast Titan, but what about the guy before him? Tom Saver was the holder of the Beast Titan before Zeke, and he was never shown transforming in the anime. And this was because Tom was a really smart guy. He focused on studying the powers of the Titans for basically his entire life. Now, you probably already know that Tom gave Zeke his famous glasses, or that the AOT time skip lasted for years. But do you know who talks the most in the entire show? Eren or Armin? You might be tempted to answer with Armin because he's always freaking out about something, but the correct answer is actually Eren. Somebody counted every single line in the anime and found out that Eren spoke the most, with Armin being at a close second place. What is the most amount of times that Eren has transformed in a row? Most Titan shifters can only transform once, and the reason for this is that the transformation takes up a lot of energy. But when Eren trained with Hanj, he was able to transform into Attack Titan up to 3 times in a row. This came in really handy in Season 4 when he was fighting the Warhammer Titan. In Eldian mythology, who granted Ymir Fritz the power of the Titan. As we all know, that centipede thingy attached itself to Ymir's spine and somehow gave her Titan powers, but in the mythology, it shared that the devil of all Earth made a deal with Ymir and gave her the powers. But do you know if this scribbled writing actually means anything or not? If you said yes, you're correct. All the foreign writing in AOT is actually just upside-down Japanese characters. At one point, an editor for AOT manga secretly put a dirty joke when writing the upside-down text, and fans were enraged. Isayama published a public apology, and the editor had to issue out revisions. But you probably want to know what the dirty joke was, huh? After doing some digging, I found out that the words on this can of fish had a secret meaning too. It actually says, "Subscribe to the channel. Help us hit 100,000 subs in the next 48 hours, or else I'll force feed 100 pounds of fish to you." How many total episodes of Attack on Titan are there? This is without counting any bonus episodes, so think quick. All of the superfans out there know that the answer is
87.
If the next season is another 12 episodes, the total will come out to
99.
So, we know that there are
87
episodes, but do you know how many bonus episodes or OVAs there are? The total is 8. The first one was released in 2013, and the last one was released in 2018. Okay, now it's about to get hard. Who's older, Mikasa or Eren? We all know they both joined the Survey Corps at the same time at the age of 15. But after some digging, I found out that Mikasa was born February 10th in the year 835, while Eren was born over a month later on March 30th. But you know what's even crazier? Armin is older than both of them. He was born November 3rd in 834, which means he's 3 months older than Mikasa and 4 months older than Eren. Which Titan shifters can speak while in Titan form? I was surprised to find out just how many could. There's the Beast Titan, the Warhammer Titan, the Cart Titan, the Jaw Titan, but while Ymir's Jaw Titan could talk, Porco's cannot. It seems that speaking isn't tied to a specific type of Titan, it's completely random. In one of the bonus episodes of AOT, a pure Titan spoke to a scout before eating her. Is Isayama a good artist, also known as a mangaka? The answer is yes and no. When he first started out, he sucked. The first manga publisher he approached denied him because his drawings were so bad. When AOT first started getting popular, Isayama would get extreme anxiety at book signing. You see, it's normal for manga fans to ask for a little sketch of their favorite characters. Isayama was scared that his drawings would be horrible. But nearly after a decade of drawing manga, Isayama has improved by 1,000% and is now a very competent artist. True or false? Levi and Petra liked each other romantically. This is half true. We find out that Petra had a crush when her father revealed it to Levi in Season 1. Levi, however, does not like Petra romantically, and people say that's a good thing because Petra was a minor, but actually, her age was never revealed in the anime. What relation is Kenny the Ripper to Levi Ackerman? If you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll know that Kenny is Levi's uncle. So many people think that Kenny is Levi's dad or grandpa, so I had to include it in here. But did you know that Levi used to get disrespected in the Survey Corps? Click this video where I explain why this happened.